all the days,
Yes,
the whole
of course.
poll? It's not
My existence. You asked me how I am, not on how am I doing on this specific instance.
But wouldn't you making a big change reset that average?
No.
Because why would you compare to data that's no longer relevant?
How is the past not relevant?
Everything's relevant to something in absolute value. But if you, let's say you move somewhere, if you move to India, are you going to still compare everything to the average from before?
Of course.
Why?
Because it's my life. My life is judged as a whole. When I die in 100 years, they're going to talk about what I did.
What'd you do?
So far, not really very much besides watch PainDeViande throw impale or rather spears into a wall.
Walls are pretty dangerous.
They can be.
They certainly are.
We can ask Kelly. I imagine she walks into them a lot.
Her own walls. Created while she's playing a mirror.
Yeah.
They're sudden. 4 Hand of the Gods being picked up here.
Which you'll see as soon as Dry Bear actually... Oh, never mind.
Welcome to Twitch.
Oh, man.
You stream, right?
Not really. So Team Meatloaf versus Team Pizza. It's a food fight.
No, it's Team PainDeViande versus Team Jerbie.
Food fight.
Food fight. 5-man invade. This literally, is this happened every game?
I'm just going to let you know.
People are
I'm
attempting
going
to
to
do
yell
this.
food fight at the Gold Fury.
Why?
When it happens, I'm going to yell food fight at the Gold Fury.
Okay. Is there food in the bowls?
We're good. Yes.
Is it not
Those are
gold?
chocolate coins.
Ew. Junk Quay's making way over the right lane. Actually, somehow, some way, went behind the enemy team that was walking by. He might even do it again.
This is like a Three Stooges
He has no. He
sketch.
doesn't. He's just not even looking. He doesn't even see it.
And now
He
Bo-
sees it now. He's gonna turn around. He's gonna see Athena.
That was the
And now
most,
Fenrir comes into this.
that was the most unfortunate thing I've ever seen. Can we run it back, please?
We can.
Can we rewind?
We can. So Junk Quay, we see him here. He's looking. Fire Giant doesn't see anything. He's like, oh god, I'm being invaded. No, this is bad. Oh no, it's Athena. Oh, everything's going wrong now. Everything is all going wrong. And now I'm going to go down. So that's going to be the end of Junk Quay. That is going to be first blood for Team Jerbie there. And Junk Quay goes down. Tornadoes on the ground, but of course, level 1 Tornadoes is not very fearsome.
Oh my god. I don't think I've ever seen something in Smite so
Amazing.
shtick. The one thing I don't like here is that there's so many of them now grouping up for buffs. I mean, they should be going to lane and getting experience or spreading out and taking multiple camps here because they're actually giving them a chance to get different things. And what I do like on the left side, you see PainDeViande picking up that blue buff. But we do see an invade here coming out from yellow below, activating his potion and going into the... Oh, I'm sorry, going into his jungle. I'm sorry, that was an invade to begin with. So very smart as he starts to burn down that speed buff.
Damage up being taken here by Bach as well as on her as well. They're going to leave it on the ground. I don't know why on her wouldn't just take... I used to go back and take his own blue buff, but it may not be there when he gets there. As Athena and Artemis are starting this one up. Everyone's just taking everyone's buffs. This is the day of taking as they go into the Head of the Gods coming out here. Bach is going to see it. Can he get there in time? Nope. Looks like it's going to be... Nope. No, he missed a shot. They missed a shot. He gets it with the belly bomb. The last hit comes out there. Surprise enough. Belch the Gods coming out here. Interrupted by the taunt. And now go to Athena, who's quite low. There goes the disperse. Does he have an impale? He does. And Athena loses her life and no blue buff gained. A huge loss there for Team Jerbie. No blue buff available and Athena will die. So Artemis now has to go into the lane after missing so many minions. She's sitting level 1, under-farmed, 1,800 gold versus Honor's 2,100. Artemis is in a tough spot.
She is level 2 right now. Is not the place that she wants to be. And taking a look at the scoreboard here, Meatloaf still a little bit behind thanks to the first blood going to Team Pizza. That's what we're calling them.
Thanks for the note.
Yeah, you're welcome. But PainDeViande's getting pretty big. I mean, level 4. And take a look at Insane's right now, sitting at level 1.
It's unfortunate. It really, really is the rotation. The problem is Artemis actually missed one of her shots on the blue buff, and that's why Bacchus was able to steal it away there. So not able to get it up, and of course Athena was so low from taking so many buffs and walking around the map so often that just didn't have the HP to deal with it. And on her, who had gotten the buff, gotten the damage buff, went into lane and got some experience, was level 3. Disperse Impale combination, way too much to deal with here. So left lane now being pressured up by on her and Bacchus, and Impale's going to keep it alive for a long time. Mercury going in the mid lane, trying to look for a gank opportunity on the Hell, who just immediately backs right up Jerbie, making sure he has that map where it's rotating and moving around to see if someone's coming into his way. 4 Hand of the Gods being picked up by Team Jerbie. Mid lane with Hand of the Gods Doom Orb seems to be Team Jerbie's idea of mid lane here, and it seems to be working so well. The last game that we saw him, he performed excellently.
Now, about 3 minutes into the game, Mercury's finally going to be able to pick up his speed buff. Has retained his potion throughout the game so far. Weaken looks like he's getting pushed back a little bit. Bacchus is pushed pretty far forward, but the only person that can really pressure him right now is Weaken. Level 2 Insane's not going to put too much pressure on. And if he does force the Brutalize, he's going to get jumped on by 1 of 2 characters.
Looks like left lane Honor's going to be pushing up here against this wave. Fender going to get his own camp. Tier and Junkway have been going at it pretty head-to-head here, but haven't been able to get any leg up on each other. They're kind of pretty tanky. Desert Fairy Pillar combination, left side lane going after the Artemis here is going to be lower. No, good hit from PainDeViande. Going to be able to pick that one up there. A taunt comes out from Athena, but she's level 3 versus the level 6 on her. Murky was there as well if he wanted to jump in with his ultimate, who did have that available, so that's something that they had in the back in case they wanted to dive or Athena got frisky. We saw Fender make his way over to the left lane, but there wasn't a whole lot that he could do. He didn't really have a place of entry. He didn't have anything he could do. In fact, Fender isn't even level 5 yet. So with left lane and jungle not doing as well as they would expect, they're in a tough spot. And then Tier gets a solo kill there on Junkway.
That was a pretty decent kill. He got the rush down just when he needed it. And given the fact that that was a level 5 Junkway, that's a very impressive kill as well. We all know that Tier hits very hard, and now that he's level 7, it's only going to get worse.
Looks like we're going to go ahead and push in the mid lane. Alcohol's going to come out there and make sure he gets the mid camps. Of course, that will now be on cooldown. Heartseeker started up here for the On Her across the way. We don't really have any major pickups from PainDeViande right now. 4 minutes and 25 seconds into this match right now. It's 2-2. Look at the graphs. We see a 200 gold lead for Team Jerbie and a 78 experience lead. So right now this game is still pretty even, surprisingly enough. 2,600 gold farmed by Artemis versus Honors at 3,100. So 2,600 gold at 3,100 is a really big swing. But it looks like Al Kwong's holding strong in the mid lane. 3,100 gold versus the Hell at 3,400. It looks like 3,100 in the jungle versus Mercury at 3,100. Everything's pretty tied up. A small league. Experience is now going in favor of PainDeViande, but Junkway gets jumped on. There's the Fender ultimate coming out. Ragnarok gonna bring him into place, and I don't see him getting out of this one. Looks like he dropped down by the tier. Mercury makes his way over, but what he can really do against 2 very strong bruiser type characters. And there goes Bacchus in the left lane.
Oh, another kill. PainDeViande's trying to do something here. Trying to fight. The Disperse does land, but he's going to land in the shield wall, giving himself up there. There was really no place for him to go, but it did look like that went to Insane's. He was earned 2 kills, more than likely just in that last engagement. But at the same time, we did see Pain pick up a kill himself in hand right now. He has a very awkward amount of gold, but he does have a potion and a ward. If he chooses to sell them, he could actually wind up finishing his Heartseeker now, which, in my opinion, would be the play.
Yeah. Finish that as soon as you possibly can, get that stacked up. Of course, then engagements where, Artemis and Athena are starting to get kills, are starting to gain confidence. They're going to start trying to trade blows with On Her, and may not expect him to build up as many stacks as he does with that Impale combination on the wave, and of course the base attacks coming through. It's going to be awesome to see how quickly he can scale up, and whether or not that M-Team can deal with it. Tier going to go in the mid lane, looks like they're going to be able to pick off those camps there for the time being. We also have in the mid lane Hell pushing up here, and Hell has been unpressured up at this point. We see Fender in the jungle, as well as Mercury on the opposite side. Mercury really hasn't had a whole lot of pressure on the Hell. No attempts made. In fact, about 1 or 2 total that weren't really committal. So we see the blue buff being spawned up here. Left side team, PainDeViande going to pick this one up. On Her most likely to grab this one. Actually, the Bacchus is pretty much the only combination where you'd expect to give the blue buff to the tank instead of the Hunter. Mid lane, Alcohol dropping very low. The whole wave going to push up towards the tower as the tornado clears out the range. Here comes Fender from the left side. Looks like Beverly can play this one. There goes the stun. Does he have brutalized? He's going to pick that one up and just walk out of tower.
I want to point out that the guy's name is Soup and he's on Team Food Fight. Anyway, Mercury actually gets the Sonic Boom. He didn't quite get around the corner, and the ever-present, ever-deadly Mercury looming around corners, man. There's nothing you can do about it.
You can't predict it. You can't react to it.
You just hold it.
Yeah, you just hold it.
And now Mercury's going to be holding the mid lane for now as Jerbie tries to push forward. Repulse into Inspire gets very, very quick wave clear. Burning Blue right now, if you take a look at the bottom, has finished his Heartseeker, so there really isn't a big deal. That 1-for-1 actually puts him a little bit farther ahead because, hey, extra stacks.
He's got a kill there, so 4,100 gold total for him. That's going to be the highest on his team, but pales in comparison to the 4,700 on Tier as well as the 4,500 on the Hell, so it's looking pretty darn good for him. Left side Honor is going to be pushing up against the Athena, dropping very low here. Good Bach is ultimate to secure it. Don't want to push that too far forward, but look at that follow-up from Hell. The burst damage from the Doom Orb of Hell is far too much, and On Her and Bacchus just melt. Mercury's looking like he's going to make it out here as the Fender tries to pick that one up, but really doesn't want to trade blows with him.
He almost actually dashed directly into that trap. That would have been so rough for him.
Unfortunate.
Especially considering that Sonic Boom has already been down. But you see Burning rotating a lot, but he's not gaining a lot of experience here. Now coming into this, he is going to find a situation he does not want to be in. He's getting greedy with it. Special deliveries coming back off cooldown, but he does get hit by the Fearless. Jerbie backed off of that. That could have been a very important kill.
A lot of burst damage available from a Doom Orb of Hell. Now again, he's playing a Doom Orb of Hell, so maybe he doesn't want to try and expose himself and lose those stacks frivolously, but of course the Ao Kuang was very caught up. Now you could also make the argument that Tier may have tried to go for a bitter Fearless to put it in a good position, and Hell just does not want to put herself in that kind of position there. Either way, it looks like it's a loss for them. 8-5 here in favor of Team Jerbie. There's 1,700 gold and 2,400 experience ahead. 8 minutes and 30 seconds into this match. Left side, we have On Her and Bacchus facing up against the Artemis and the Athena here. The trap is being removed by Bacchus. Right side, Chung Kui as well as the Tier here being forced back. The Fearless comes out. There goes a few hits, but level 12 Tier versus the level 10 Chung Kui, it's a tough lane to be in.
Pain's jumping in on the left side, gets the impale, but then gets taunted immediately, so that's going to be a wash for him. Ninja Sonic trying to find something to do here, but it just doesn't look like there's a lot of potential considering how defensive this lane has been. Right lane, we're seeing a rotation over. This might be a dive. Should they choose to dive in this situation, it could turn out very poorly. Oh, but here it goes. Jean-Qui still has his ultimate available to him, and he's going to activate inside of the Brutalized. Here comes the Tier as well. Doesn't have a chance for the Fearless, but he does now. Bad positioning is going to ensure that is a free kill coming out there. Had he backed up a little bit more, turned around and put himself behind Tier, the Fearless wouldn't have resulted in the kill. It would have pressured him a little bit too much. Tier would have taken too much damage from the tower, and Fenrir at this point was way too low to get back in there. I'm surprised they got away with that one.
Well, I think the biggest thing is Jean-Qui was looking for the kill on the Fenrir, not really paying attention to Tier's movements. He wasn't predicting the fact that Tier was going to wait for the CC immunity to end. And you could tell, I mean, Jean-Qui was looking directly at the Oh my god, Brandon. If you look at the Gold Fury, uncontested, they had it down to about 25% HP, and they leashed it. So now they're doing the Gold Fury for the second time. I feel like deja vu here. And this gets time Bacchus to rotate over. Does he have Tier? Tier 3, Hands of Gods on the Bacchus. Do they have Tier 3? They have Tier 1. Is Bacchus going to be able to steal this? He goes in for it. Gets the execute, possibly. He's going to grab it.
Wow.
Does he even get the Athena? He has an ultimate. He doesn't have an ultimate. Belch of the Gods comes out there.
Food fight at the meatloaf. Oh, yeah. Almost had it. I was really excited. I was really excited.
But again, I mean, because of that leash, that accidental leash,
yeah.
Bacchus makes his way over Tier 300 Gods. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. If you're
Look
behind early,
look at this graph.
it's tied up. If you're behind early on a support, buy Tier 3 Hand of the Gods for that reason right there.
You know, a big point, and I always like to make this, that is not a 1,500 gold win. That is a 3,000 gold win because you earned that 1,500 for your team where they should have earned 1,500 gold. That is a 3,000 gold push right there. Jerbie earning another kill for his team. PainDeViande and Ninja Sonic rotating over. We do see the ultimate coming out from Athena. Defender Olympus lands and does no damage. Bacchus belly flops onto nothing as Tier rotates in and finds himself a Mercury. A lot of damage come through. He's going to be forced out of this one. Special delivery hits someone. He's going to be forced to Sonic Boom out. He almost died to that. Very, very close. Burning Blue will escape. But now two people trying to defend against four as they're knocking on the front door of this tower. In the back, Yellow Blue finds himself a revenge kill after Mercury caught him in the same position prior. Yellow finds the Mercury out, and then mid lane, looks like Ninja Sonic goes straight down. They continue their pressure. PainDeViande misses the impale, and the repulse is going to pressure him back to the base for a rather long time. 30 seconds. PainDeViande, captain of the team, is going to fall. Level 14 Jerbie, level 14 Tier now have found themselves another kill as that Ao Kuang gets turned into soup.
He is soup there. He's going to be the little noodles all across the soup. We see the mid lane being pressure up. Tier 2 tower looks like they go down. Jean Kui is pushing the right side, but not very aggressively. In fact, Jean Kui kind of wandered back and forth between the solo lane and the mid lane, seeing, you know, should I help, should I not? He should have just either committed to helping or pushing the tower, because then he possibly could have gotten this Tier 1 tower down. And now you see him in the middle of the lane with Fenrir and Athena rotating over. He may be in some trouble here, but there goes the jump down. The Unchained's going to land. He's pop his ultimate for CC immunity. The Brutalizing going to force him to do so. He tries to pop the stun, but of course no follow-up there. And now we see Team PainDeViande, who, you know, they had a breath of fresh air. They got the Gold Fury. They stole that away. They tied everything up. And all of a sudden, Team Jerbie, with a huge victory in the mid lane, drops it down to 3,700 gold lead, 4,700 experience. You see Mercury kind of getting chunked there in the mid lane, passing right by the Hell. And at this point, it's 15-5, 12 minutes and 45 seconds into this match. It's looking good for Team Jerbie.
It is. I mean, this is where we saw Jerb the last time. Despite the first blood, they started to fall a little bit behind. Pain was getting big. And now suddenly, even though the game was just even, like you were saying, they're so far ahead. The control that he's been able to put down is so good. And we've seen Hell been very successful today. Lots of healing, lots of movement speed, and of course the damage she puts out is nigh on silly.
Speaking of the healing, 6,100 healing done by Hell already, 8,300 damage dealt. In fact, that's going to be the most in the entire game by far. Alquag cluster in the mid lane, getting collapsed on immediately. There is the creeping curse coming out on top of the Alquag. He's trying to get away from this. There's one hit. Basic attack should finish this one up. There's on the ground and brutalized. You know what? When in doubt, brutalize out. Fenrir gets the kill there on top of that. Mercury in the mid lane charged with defending this, but what is he really defending without any towers here? Right side, we see Junkwei going up against the Tier. Tier's going to push him back here. Artemis doing the blue buff, and Pain might find him out here. Does he decide to go for it? Artemis doesn't see it. Impale comes out right into the wall. Does he have an obelisk to follow up? No, just goes for the Desert Fury and bores out. Missing like 5 of those spears. Not able to get the kill just yet. Forces the obelisk. Gets the last hit there on top of that. Tier 1 tower still up in the left lane. Junkwei gets clustered on the right side area. Good Impale. Bacchus belly flop. Belshagots comes out. Good taunt to interrupt it. And no fall up there in the left lane, but Mercury's just watching his tower fall.
How did PainDeViande get into that and then get out of that? But unfortunately, he's on the wrong side of the map. This is going to be another 1,500 gold added to Jerb's team, which is going to put them up to 6,200. We were just talking about how this game was even. It wasn't even 5 minutes ago. It was so close, and now suddenly he's just jumped into the lead. And look at Jerb right now, 7-0-6. And it's only going to get bigger here. You see Yellow below going in on Soup once again. The Dragon uses the ultimate, but it's just not going to be enough to clean it up. Tears here as well, jumping onto Yellow Blue. The Major Look in the back is going to be able to pick that one up. He actually gets a creep on the way too.
Good play. And of course, Tier just backs off there, so Murky's going to be able to get away with a kill for free. Across the way, still no Tier 3 Hand of the Gods from the Athena. Just trying to buy as many defensive items as you possibly can. But I think at this point, you have to have that on your team if you're this far ahead. You want to be able to just continue to secure those objectives. Gold Fury spawning in 24 seconds. Fire Giant's available. If you get another big team fight victory on Team Jerbie, you're going to be able to go for that Fire Giant. Belly Flop comes out in the mid lane on top of the Athena. She's going to back off here. On her doesn't have a whole lot of mana, and Box comes through, so not a whole lot they can really do. Hell's going to come in here 3 versus 1. Look at that damage coming out here. Popping the Inspire there. There goes a few shots on top of the Honor, dropping very low. The one from the Dark Side is not going to be able to get enough damage off. We're not going to be able to hit at all just yet. Hell's still going for it. On the ground. Athena holds it. Look at that damage! And then the one comes out just a basic attack, but doesn't really realize she needed one more hit to finish that one off. So Honor's going to be picked off here, and they can't really deal with Hell.
That's been the story of today. 2 times today we've seen Hell perform phenomenally. And now 8-0-6. The Doom Orb is done. She has Breastplate. And let's take a look at the in-hand goal. 490 right now. So she's 400 gold away from finishing up that Voidstone. And I got to tell you, I think it's going to happen. I don't think Bacchus has 2 Gold Fury steals in him today. I just don't see it.
Well, Tier 2 Hand of the Gods of Athena, 10% execute versus 25% execute is a pretty big deal. They're not really making a rush. They have a great ward placed down by the movement speed buff to see any preemptive actions coming out from Team PainDeViande. Looks like Mercury's popping his ultimate, but not actually using it here. No opportunities. The Gold Fury's already down. Vader's going to jump in here, brutalize up the Alquag, gets the ultimate off. He'll do some damage to 3 players actually, but not a whole lot here as he's a little bit under farm. Now jumping on top of the Fender. Fender can pick up the box, bring him back, further back here. Damage coming out from the Hell, Desert Fury, burst. That's going to stun Mercury ultimate. He's trying to go for the Zebra here in the backside. Trying to Artemis. Artemis gets knocked up there. A one more punch will do it, but he dies himself. It's going to be a 2-for-1, a 2-for-2 actually with Mercury going down there. So not too bad for Team PainDeViande, but if you factor in the Gold Fury, that was a big win for Jerbie.
Now, 16:30 into the game, they continue their push. A 2-for-2. I mean, I still think it's going to be in favor of Jerb's team. Just because even though they're taking a longer, actually it's not even a longer respawn, those were the 2 lower levels, but even if they weren't, that would have been a win because that shuts down the farm time. They don't need farm time on Team Jerb right now. Meatloaf's team needs a lot of farming to be able to catch back up. I mean, 7,500 gold ahead, 6,800 experience. There's just not enough pressure going on, and Jerb is fearless. I mean, again, look at the build. The Voidstone and Breastplate for defensiveness. Full cooldown reduction right now on top of a Doom Orb. What do you do about that?
Well, Junkwei's just going to die about it in the left side lane. He's just, I mean, the pressure coming out from the Fender was a little bit too much. Of course, once the Athena ultimate came down, he was pretty much caught out there. Bacchus' left lane, Brutalize coming through here. Even Bacchus is subject to death here with how much damage they can really deal. Taunt coming from the Athena. There's Hell coming through as well. Good Impale there from Pain, pushing the Hell back. Hell wants to be as close as possible. They're going to use all those abilities in quick succession. Mercury coming out with the major look, trying to grab something. There goes the grab. They're throwing the Athena Tower. Beats a little bit, actually the cleanse a little bit late there from the Hell. Burst damage coming through. Look at the chunking! Mercury forced back with the damage output that Doom Orb Hell is able to put out here. Artemis in the backside looking for actually to steal away some jungle camps, because why not?
Take the experience where you can get it. The pressure on these two towers, though, is getting big, but luckily it looks like they have a rotation coming in. Level 14 Jean-Qui, not the person I would charge with jumping into a level 19 Hell, but he activates Recall Demons. That does not heal his teammates anymore, so Ninja Sonic's going to go down here. Jerbie taking some damage, but not really enough. Burning Blue going to be grabbed here. Another kill coming out. You see the boar coming as well, throwing down that volley just to get some damage done, and the tower's going to go down.
Tower is definitely in jeopardy here. It's going to fall down to the ground and into crumbles. Gold Fury is going to be spawning in 2 minutes and 25 seconds. The Fire Giant is available. Verli's coming through. Honor's forced to jump away. In fact, we see Yellow Below actually just canceled that right off the bat. Hellfair looking for opportunities. He's going to grab up Junkway almost accidentally. Athena also coming out as well. There goes some damage output, but not very much here. Tier 2 tower is also in jeopardy. This is going to be the last remaining tower for Team PainDeViande here, and they're just end up losing. So all towers are down now. Junkway in a lot of trouble. Good stun by some time. And Impale on the Hell, the best possible target there as Tier goes after Alquag. Also coming through. Looks like they're going to hit 2 players, forcing the Jerb as well as the Athena up into the air, but not really putting up enough to make them be in critical zone for Alquag on her to finish them off. They're just going to back off in this fight. 25-9. Team Jerbie is looking pretty darn strong.
I mean, what do you do here? If you're on PainDeViande's team, my goal would be wards, place them as much over the Fire Giant as you can, look for the steal.
That's right.
That's it. There's nothing else they can really do. They don't have to defend towers anymore. It's only Phoenixes, so they can back to the base if they need to. Set up some vision in lanes if you think that's necessary. And look at this ward. Do you see this ward down here?
Beautiful.
Look at this. That is a teleportation ward if I have ever seen one. And Jerb's team has 2 teleports to allow him to jump in. Like PainDeViande right now is going to be on the map. They can teleport in behind and just pick him off. I mean, it's that kind of vision and that kind of control that's going to allow them to push. And now with PainDeViande on the wrong side of the map again, this could be pressure for them to really go for this. Soup has been picked off. Burning Blue is just going to have to escape here. That's probably FG.
Yeah, with the vision they have, with the position they have, with the gold and experience that they have, they're in a good spot to take a Fire Giant. And Team PainDeViande really can't do a whole lot about it. We do finally see the Hand of the Gods Tier 3 there on Athena, so she will have the ability to secure those objectives. It's so very important. Of course, it is on Bacchus, but again, at the position that they're in right now, with all Tier 1 towers available for Team Jerbie, those waves are constantly pushed back. Just push back, push back, push back. They don't really have anywhere to go, and if they try to contest the Fire Giant, they may end up losing a lot more than they bargained for. So the Fire Giant's going to go down and in favor of Team Jerbie, and that's going to make things very deadly. Mercury ends up dashing away there, does not want to get caught at this point, especially the fact that he just got Fire Giant. And the next item for Hell is going to be the Rod of Asclepius, which is going to make all that healing much more effective. It's not looking very good for Team PainDeViande.
You know, one of the things about Rod that people don't realize is that it gives movement speed.
Yes.
The 2 people you see it pick up the most are the 2 people you want to be slow, Hell and Chunga. And now Hell gets to move 10%, well, in this case, 7% faster. Oh, but this could be big, and Zane's getting pretty low here. Fire Giant buff, though, healing her back up. Too far going in. Jean-Qui's going to get grabbed. Yellow Below picks up, it looks like Burning Blue in the back there, who also gets picked off. It looks like Tier just free to heal. Jumping in. PainDeViande is gone. The stun's going to go off only on one person as Yellow Below pushes even farther. Soup is gone. Bacchus on his last legs is going to get grabbed as well. Deicide, they don't even need the Phoenixes at this point. Pick up the 1. Into the Minotaur they go. And that's probably going to be GG.
This is looking like nothing they can do. No respawn in time. This is going to be going down. So game is set for Team Jerbie. They're going to take the semifinal round and move on to the grand finals to face off against Team Weekend. And Team PainDeViande will fall here. Athena actually takes out the Minotaur but doesn't even die. The difference is gold before the game ends. 13,000 gold, 18,000 experience. It is looking so very good for Team Jerbie going into the grand finals. And we've watched them twice. They played beautifully the first time. They played beautifully this time. It's looking so good for them, and they're showing good mechanics, good rotations, good picks, good itemization. everything is in their favor. And, you know, we looked at this and we're thinking, you know, why is Jerbie going for this Hand of the Gods teleport Doom Orb mid? It seems to be something it's fitting his style. He likes to get that push off. He gets to teleport back, gets the stacks off on the Doom Orb, secure those side camps, and, you know, going into the finals, we're going to have to pay attention to the picking stage, the bans, the picks that come out from that, and also how does Weekend take in information they've gathered and use that to their advantage?
Right. So far, what I see here is Jerb not only top damage, but then out damaged anybody else in his healing number.
20,000.
20,000
Wow.
puts him 7K above PainDeViande's damage. Not to mention, puts him 9K over anyone's damage on his own team. That's insane.
Right.
On top of that, he was almost, it looks like another 8,000 over Pain in damage itself. There's nothing you can do to try to control that. He went 13-0-11.
Didn't even die, so his Doom Orb stack stayed on the entire time. It was a wonderful, wonderful play. Overall, we saw Artemis make a great comeback, 1-3-18 across the way, 2-4-14 there on Athena, 6-0-10 on Halvor in tier solo. And, you know, Jung Kuei, he put up